warm welcome to all our viewers. ECEL IIT Jammu has come up with its first talk show B2B, Back to Basics. My name is Shreyas Chatterjee and I will be your co-host in today's episode with Abhishek Kandwal. Today is our very first episode and joining us will be Akash Sharma, our institute topper and a two-time gold medalist in the Inter-IIT Hackathon.
Hello Shreyas, hello Abhishek.
So, sir, we are here to ask you some questions, and hopefully, your answers will be a good motivation and valuable guidance for all of us. So, sir, to begin off, sir, please elaborate on your whole experience of 4 years in IIT Jammu, your first reaction on seeing the growing institution, and the difficulties you faced and how you overcame them.
So thank you Shreyas. So my 4 years went great and it was like a movie. So when we comes inside the campus, there was nothing, and we have during our 4 year journey, we have seen everything built in front of our eyes only. So we are the first batch of IIT Jammu, and this gave us the opportunity to create many things. So we have got the opportunity to create and initiate many clubs. We have initiated the student body and various other facilities that are available in IITs. I will not say that there are no opportunities provided us. There are a hell lot of opportunities if we see it in a positive sense. We got the opportunity to lead the teams. We got the opportunity to create the clubs. Not just like students say that there are no clubs. So we got the opportunity not even to participate, but to create the club itself. And the administration is also very supportive, and they provide the sufficient budget and help that we all needed during that procedure. And regarding the education, we got the best education from the mentor IIT Delhi. So the professors coming from IIT Delhi are like very good and like fluent in their teaching, and this had led to like a great knowledge base of us. So this had developed a good knowledge base, and then the professor which our institute hired, they are also very good and very experienced professors, and they are also very friendly as well. So they don't mind if we go to their office at 7 p.m. in the evening and ask for any doubts. They are super chilled out, and they help us in each and everything regarding its at studies or at competition. So a professor helped us in like developing the solution for if there is any hackathon going on. So overall, my 4 year journey in engineering is like the best experience of my life till now.
Okay, thank you so much for your input, sir.
Good evening, sir. Abhishek Kandwal here. So, sir, my next question is related to the present situation. So, as we all are facing the COVID-19 threat, so there are many reports coming for economy. So, they are predicting that there will be economic slowdown and there will be a great recession. So, there is a potential threat that many individuals will lose their jobs. So, what are your suggestions to the third year and second year students which may not get their job which is according to their potential? And also, is it the right time for them to look into the startup arena so that they can use their potential well in creating the job rather than searching the job in near future?
Okay, so that's a really good question, Abhishek. So for this, I will tell students to work on their skills. You need to do courses, like you can do online courses, or you need to do internships so that you can like improve your skills. So during this recession time, like industry always look for students who are very good at things and or they are experienced. They don't like to take freshers. So you need to work on your skills if you want to get inside the industries. As you know that many companies like Schlumberger have receded their offers in IITs. So this kind of thing will happen initially. Like we have all faced the issues. So for you and for your next year, I hope that there will be no issues coming up. So just you need to think that just improve on your skills, and like you can do internship as well. So at this time you might not get a paid internship somewhere. So I would suggest that you can do a free internship. Just increase your network, pitch on the industry expert on LinkedIn, ask them to give like request them that submit a resume, request them to do an internship under them. You can say that I can do a free internship, or as if you are not like getting any internship, you can start a project also with your friends only. So work on some innovative problem statement that you are thinking of, and you can work on. And if everything works great, you can make that a startup. But I would not suggest to go directly for a startup, because having a startup is not only about like developing a solution. There are other things involved, which like you need to have management knowledge or a law knowledge, and you need to have a diverse knowledge for a startup to run. So we worked on some good project and potential problem statement that you're facing. So develop it with your friends. It will first of all increase your skills, and if everything goes well, your product is like you can post a product on the Play Store, and you can see that if people are downloading or people are interested in that project, then you can like this can be a potential startup idea in future. So like this lockdown period, do not waste this lockdown period just playing games like PUBG. You can like invest your time somewhere like developing a solution, and that solution need not be a big solution, just like small solution. Like you can have a terminal program. You can develop a terminal program. Like I'm from computer background, so I'm only taking out computer. But other student as well, electrical or mechanical student, they can develop their theoretical knowledge, or like they can uh, learn their skills. Like if you are for participating in robo wars competitions like that, you can like prepare them right now, because this is the best time to work on a skill, because you are absolutely free and there is no workload. And if everything goes well, your problem statement, your solution is very innovative, then you can develop it in a startup. Or if even if your project doesn't get good well, you can develop good skill set from it, and then I definitely think that you will get a job somewhere in the industry and you will be flourishing.
Thank you, sir.
So, sir, my third question is, it is actually a question which troubles a lot of first years, second years, and maybe some of the third years too. That how do you decide between taking a job, continuing in your field like doing a MTech or a MS, or changing your field absolutely to UPSC, maybe MBA or something like that? Like people say that the call comes from the inside, but sir, it will be really helpful for us to know that how did you decide, when did that call come, and your steps henceforth.
So Shreyas, I am very sorry to say that there is no right solution for this question, but I can give you tips which might help you. Like I'm myself stuck with this question, so I don't know like what's the right answer, but like it depends on person to person. So it's a very vague answer, but like so most people take jobs because either their family is dependent on them, or they don't want to study more and they just want to earn and have lead a more independent life. So if you are in that mindset, like if you have like family problems or something else, because I've seen some couple of people facing that, so you can go for a job. If you want to like study more, get to deep inside, like if you want to get deep knowledge of your subject, and what you can do, even if you are facing a financial trouble, and you can like most people do this, they do 2 years of like job, and then they shift to like when they think that they have ample experience of industry and they have sufficient amount they have gathered through job, then they get again inside the industry. But there are again pros and cons of that. The pros are that you will get a sufficient industrial exposure and a sufficient value so that you can invest in your future education. Second, the cons is that when you like shift your focus from the education field to our industrial field, there are several diversions that you might face, and it's pretty difficult for some guys to come back into education field, because then you have the habit of going to parties and industrial stuff, and then you won't be able to sit for 6 hours continuously to study for a time.
So
And
that
so
rigor goes away.
regarding UPSC, it's entirely different. Like who people who want to do something for their countries, or if like some of their relative have said like they have a great impression on them, or they are fascinated by the officers that we have, or the fame, then they take UPSCs. And similarly, there are other examinations like you can become. UPSC is not for only IAS. There is IRS, and there are other PSU services also which people opt for. So for that also, like the call, as you have said, the calls come from within, but the factors are like you want a stable job, because as we all know, even if you get a job in private sector, there might be some next recession coming and you might be falling for that, and then you might be receded or you will lay off from the company. But in government job, that's not this case.
Yes, sir.
So in government job, like you have these
It's
stability.
comparatively more secure.
So you have the stability there, and private job which are not. So there are pros and cons which is totally balanced. So you cannot say that government job is better, because in government job people say that like people are not so good there, or the competition is more in government job. And secondly, they say that it's a very bureaucratic approach, and I don't want to get inside such a bureaucratic approach or a corruption approach, because this is the mindset of people regarding government things. So like the list is completely balanced. You just need to know the pros and cons of everything, and then you must like rely on your parents or your mentors, and your you should hear your heart, what your heart is saying. That like I for me, I know this, that I don't have a financial problem. So like doing a job is not compulsory for me. And now I'm stuck between having a stable job like as in UPSC, or going for a like doing my further studies in by doing MS or something. So right now I'm choosing MS only, but I'm not dropping out UPSC. So the sometimes the best solution for something you have is to delay it. When you cannot solve the problem, just delay it, and sometimes the universe help itself and give you a solution. So like I'm not dropping out the UPSC aspirations of mine, but I'm not seeking it right now. So I'm just moving for my MS and my further education. And if things go in, like if I think that I like for UPSC, there's a age limit of 26 or 27 years, I think, and I can do it anytime as I want, and there is no compulsory thing for me. But and same is the case for MS. So right now I'm just stuck between MS and UPSC, and I think I will be going for MS, but we cannot say. So just analyze the pros and cons of things and just hear what your heart says or what your mentor says. I must say that all students must have some mentors. This is a must thing, and in your life, like even if you get a job and when you passed out, have someone in your life that is your mentor. And for having a mentor, there is two things necessary. First of all, the mentor should be the one who is an accomplished fellow in the field that you want to be in. So if you want to be like, if you want to do for further education in Harvard, let's say, so have contact with a Harvard student or your relatives which like have been to Harvard, and ask them that they guide you. Secondly, the thing which is required for a mentor is that they should think well of you. They should not be doing like um, um, formality for you. They should be truly and indulge themselves for your benefits. So have a mentor, talk with your mentor. Most of the students, their parents are their mentors, but that's not always the case. I have many industrial experts as my mentor. Most of my professors are my mentor. So as being the first batch, I don't get any seniors. So I meet my professors as my mentors only. I ask my professor very frequently, sir, what should I go in? And most of my professors say that Akar, you have a very good academic background, so go for a PhD or an MS. And few of my professors say that you can go for government services as well. So I've like shortlisted a job criteria that I was saying, but have mentors, analyze the situation, and then take an action. You have like a 2 or 1 year time, that is sufficient enough. So don't panic, but start working from right on itself. And I
Okay.
hope that you all guys have a very great future ahead.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much for your input. A small follow-up question, like since you have decided to like it's kind of made up in your mind that you want to pursue the MS future. So how important do scholarships play a role in that, and what is the right approach in pursuing scholarship?
So same shares, same is the case. So for like if you want to get a scholarship, that means that you have like you cannot financially have a so much greater tuition fee. So for scholarship, there is this right like there is this GRE score. So like there are several criteria of scholarship. You might get your scholarship on your CGPA also. You might get scholarship based on your GRE or TOEFL score or IELTS score. So like when you want to achieve something, like ways come in front of you. So state universities have very low tuition fees. So even if you're not getting a scholarship and you want to do an MS, you can opt for state university. And if you want to be like getting in a like good university like Harvard, Stanford, or MIT, then they offer very like a huge number of scholarship to very many students, and which like criteria is not so confined. So you might get a scholarship based on your CGPA, or you might get scholarship based on your GRE score. And even if you are not getting scholarship, people go to MIT, they work jobs there, they do part-time jobs and things, and they like mm, like support themselves financially. So money is not a problem. Never take money as a problem, even if you are like choosing a job, because when you take money as a factor, several things like you are not taking several things in scenario. So money will come and go, but never focus on money. Focus on your talents. Like if you want to achieve more, then don't like sit back. Do it. Like you can get money from anywhere else. But for scholarship, yeah, I must say that there are several ways you can get scholarship in MS. You can do, but just have a good CGPA. Don't bunk your classes in college. Have a good CGPA and good. The GRE is not too difficult, so get a good GRE score, and I think that you will get a very good scholarship. In MS.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
So, sir, my next question is related to placement and internship. So, as you have successfully cracked the placement method, so can you guide us what goes in that process, in the placement process, and in during the placement and internship process, what skills do the companies check in the candidates? So, if you can just highlight upon those issues or on those skills they look on, so it will be very grateful.
So for placements, especially like if you have done a lot of internships, placement won't be an issue for you at all. Most of the people, what they do is that they go for an internship and then they get a PPO or a pre-placement offer from there. So many of my friends have got a pre-placement offer from Amazon. So this is one of the way where you can just skip placement because you are very good, like you are very skillful and you get a PPO from your internship as well. Even if you don't get a PPO, I must say that you must do internship because it gives you a lot of industrial knowledge, which is good when you are sitting for the placements. So in placement, usually they ask for skills, particularly saying in computer science field or for those students who want to be in an IT firm or a program or want to do programming or like as a job. First, the most important thing which I say to everyone is competitive coding. So you must practice competitive coding. Like do one question, at least one question every day. It will be sufficient for you to get a placement after 1 year. There are competitions such as ACM, ICPC. You must do that if you are very good in competitive programming. Also, there are other subjects other than what they ask. Like main thing is competitive coding, programming for for CS interviews. Other thing is that you must have a good knowledge of DMS, OS, operating system, and networking. But that's not like the most asked thing. Like after you have cracked the questioning round, like competitive questioning round, then they ask few question of DBMS, and sometimes they do not ask. If they do not even ask some DBMS or OS question. So first of all, your prior focus should be like competitive programming if you are hoping for a CS job, and for mechanical and electrical. So like what I have seen during my placement time is that as IIT Jammu is a new institute, so we do not have so much offers from various mechanical or electrical firm. We have a few couple of them. So what best I will advise them is that go for internships. Internships are like there are hundreds of internship, and even if you are not getting a paid internship, as I said again, go for a free internship. It will not like do any harm to you. Go for a free internship, learn what industry is that. And for mechanical, you must have your basic clear. For mechanical student, you also have some benefits of participating in SAE Baha. So like our college is a SAE Baha club, which is like working very smoothly. And if you are very good in this club, like you can get many placements. So there are several companies which come in competitions or like in hackathon as well. So there are inter IT events which are conducted by some companies other than coding. I'm saying that. So, and you can participate in them, and or if the company find you suitable enough, they might give you an offer. So there are several method of having a job, and you just need to be developing your skills set so that you can have a job. Don't panic at all. Like many students panic, and during like 1 month or 2 months or 3 months prior from the placements so year they start preparing. Don't do that. Prepare every day, but like only for half an hour or 1 hour, and you must be good to go then. So for CS job, do competitive coding 1 or 2 questions in a day, every day, and this I say to all, this will be sufficient. If you are doing like compound effect have a very great importance in your life. If you do one small thing every day, and you will be very good at it, as compared to if you do competitive coding like a lot of competitive coding in 2 months time, you won't be good at it. So the same case goes for mechanical and electrical. So choose the company that you are targeting. Like in electrical, if you're targeting for General Electrics, see that like how they are hiring off campus and on campus. Ask a placement, like we have a placement cell. Ask a placement cell that, oh, like can I apply in General Electrics? What's the criteria? Because most of the students are stopped by the CGPA criteria. So see that your CGPA criteria is good. Ask what are the, like you can easily get what the interview questions are. Prepare that interview question well, and I think you are good to go.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot for your valuable time. It was an insightful meeting. I hope our viewers will find it very useful. Thanks, sir. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Shreyas and Abhishek. I enjoyed this session a lot, and I'm looking forward like to have more speaker, and I like to hear their points also. And this was a great session.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you all.
Thank you so much, sir. Signing off. This
Thank
has
you.
been Shreyas Chatterjee and Abhishek Kanwal. Till next time.